Welcome back to the home of Shadow Pokemon. My name is JamieFinn1415 and can you believe it? We have a face cam upload. Well, not really, as I only use my mobile phone, so I'm sure the quality is going to be poor. I can only apologise. Let's get into today's video. I never do any blogs or I don't really discuss events. All I do is shoutcast with a load of swearing and trash talk. Pokemon Go PvP content, usually revolving around Shadow Pokemon. However, this Team Rocket takeover needs addressing. I think Niantic have implemented it terribly. So today we're going to discuss some features that I'd like to see implemented and how to make this event better. First and foremost, the spawn rate for these new shadows is ridiculous. I live in a small town, Nuneaton. I drove to the city for the past 2 days. I've done over 500 grunts and I've not seen a single Coraniados or a single Sneasler. Sneasler, that's a good Pokemon to talk about. So Niantic, when you advertise this event, you didn't even mention Sneasler. Why? It's advertised so poorly. Sneasler is going to be pretty good, I'd say at least in the Great and Ultra League. It'll have some play in MLPC as well, so why are we not releasing this information? It's stuff to get the community hyped. So the spawn rate is the first thing. It is ridiculous, Niantic. Can we actually put these Pokemon obtainable? Because the issue you're going to have is if you make them super inaccessible, all you're going to do is encourage players to cheat. I personally don't cheat. However, these people using stuff like PG Sharp, I don't know, what's the other one called? I don't know, whatever it's called. That stupid thing where you can get stuff to grind rockets. That's the only people that are going to have these Pokemon. So giving a huge advantage to the cheaters. So let's make them accessible. I think 5 or to 6 hours a day in a city centre should be enough for me to at least see one. I've seen fuck all. Niantic, what are you doing? So let's talk about another thing I'd like to be implemented. Like shadow raids. As I said, I live in Nuneaton. I don't have a group around here. Nearest city, Coventry. Went on the Coventry Discord. Anyone going to be raiding Lugia? No. So what do you expect me to do, Niantic? You want me to get on a fucking train, go 2 hours to London to find a raid party, like 100 quid? Or put like a tank full of fuel in this stupid BMW to go to London? It's not happening, Niantic. Why are they not accessible? I appreciate you want people to go outside, but is this game as popular as you think? Like, the UK's got a pretty big player base, but evidently not as big as you'd think, because I cannot find a raid group. I just think we're missing a trick here. Like, you guys want to make money, you can make money. I would buy raids. I am free to play. However, that's not for any particular reason. As I prioritise on Shadow Pokemon, I'm not raiding Dialga. That stupid tin can is something you will not see me use on this channel. And a lot of other people are the same. We like to use some spice, bit of fun. You're putting these shadow raids out there, but none of us can raid it as we can't find a raid group. That's the second thing I want to address. I think the introduction of shadow eggs was fantastic. These 12k eggs. Why don't we have shadow Pokemon in them? Even if it's just for the event. When the event's on, why do the leaders not give us an egg that contains a shadow Pokemon? You can give it a base 666 like you do the raids. I'm not even saying you got to give us base 10, but base 6, and I would be smashing out these leaders. Because at the minute, I'll be honest, if I see a Geodude and a Grunt, I'm running from it. There's no point. What am I doing Geodude for? I don't want Geodude. However, if it gave me a mysterious component for the Rocket Radar, I'd continue to raid him because I want them 12k eggs. I'd also buy incubators. Niantic, money in your pocket. You think about that. So that's another thing I'd like to see shadow raids. As well, when the event's on, why can't we have one trade a day that we are going to be able to trade as a shadow? I know this feature is in the game, because those of you that have been playing a long time, you'll know that there's a few, like a handful of players in the world. I know Brandon Tan's got one. He's got like a lucky level 1 Snorlax. So once upon a time, we could trade shadow Pokemon. Why not, when the event is on, do we not have that? Missed opportunity again. I think the time of the event started this time as well, 10 AM. Niantic, the event's here for 4-5 days, something like that. The first day, you gave us 10 o'clock start, which meant for the first day, all the leaders had the old Pokemon in. What are you doing? Put it back to midnight. Or some idiot in the office, why don't you flick a switch to put the leaders with the new Pokemon in? Because the first day was a huge waste of time and a massive disappointment for a lot of us. I think first impressions are important. The fact the first day was bad, you just unencourage people to continue to play. So that's another thing I want to address. Let's talk about some of these Pokemon we're releasing as well. I know Yamask has been data mined in the game for ages and ages. It's Halloween. Why do we not have Shadow Kofagrigas? Shadow Kofagrigas would be so fun to use. I'm not saying it would like destroy the meta, let's not kid ourselves. Like if you see a Lickitung Umbreon, you're in for a shit time of it. However, it'd be something that kind of fringe meta. Pokemon Go PvP, you've started to take more seriously with like the regional tournaments. There's one running currently, I think it's Toronto. Shows how much I know, but there is one going. So some of these Pokemon have like a bit of play. Great for people like me to showcase and something to get us excited. So some Pokemon I want to see released as a shadow, some fringe meta one. Like some of these bulky normal types that hit like a wet noodle, you know, Dunsparce or Milk Tank. As a shadow, I think they'd be quite cool. I just need to see some more meta relevant stuff. I think stuff like Chestnut, Emolga, Samurott, just things like these, like all the starters. Like, let's get these starters out there. Empoleon, Niantic, get some of these released. You know, this shadow aspect has been going on for 2 years. I spent season 7 all the way to season 14 using nothing but shadow Pokemon. That's 21 months. I was able to get legend 6 times. The first time I was a bit shit, I'll be honest, had to go to school. Learn to count. Shout out King IV who taught me how to play this game and game mechanics. But like, we've had shadow Pokemon in the game for so long, and we're getting drip fed these shadows. Let's get them released more often. So just to recap, the event needs to start at midnight, so day 1 isn't a waste of time. The spawn rate of these new Pokemon needs to be more often. Like in the first day, or they've been now 2 days in, I haven't seen a single Craniados. Litwick, I've not seen a single one from Grunts. I have done some in 1-star raids, but it's ridiculous. The spawn rate is a joke. Like, if you're not going to address this, people are going to start cheating. I've always been pretty harsh on cheaters. However, do I blame them at this point? No, I do not. Shadow eggs. Let's get some shadow Pokemon in these eggs. When the event's on, let's get a trade a day. Like, where we can trade a shadow Pokemon. Like, obviously, if people have got lucky friends, you can do that. But even if it's not lucky, I can just trade with a local, trade a shadow, and I get a chance to re-roll them IVs. Shadows are ridiculously expensive to power up. So it'd be great if we did at least have a chance of a lucky. And then let's get some more meta-relevant Pokemon out there. Come on, give us some of them starters. Give us these bulky wet noodle water types, a little shadow bonus. Make it more fun. Post down below what your thoughts are on the Rocket event. What features of the shadow aspect would you like to see released in the game? And that's about it from me. Peace.